Hello friend, this is Professor Anup Gare from Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur, an A plus grade institute of NAC. I'm working there as an assistant professor in Information Technology Department, and today we are going to discuss operating systems, and the course covers variety of topics, and the first topic is fundamentals of operating system. So today let us discuss the operating system and its fundamentals. Before that, we should understand what is meant by operating system. These are the various contents of my lecture. First one is, what is an operating system? We know that operating system plays a very important and a vital role whenever we are talking about a computer system. An operating system acts as an interface or an intermediary between a computer and the hardware. Please try to understand here, your hardware are not able to function with its own self. It requires some program which can makes this hardware runnable. So operating system is that piece of software, that piece of code which makes our computer hardware runnable. Basically, you can say that this operating system acts as an interface or a bridge between the user and the hardware. Whenever we are talking details about an operating system, there are system goals. So your system goals are executing users program and make your user or keep your user comfortable about the system. So ease of use is a fundamental responsibility of an operating system. It makes your computer system convenient to use, because we know that convenience or ease will popularize the overall concept of computer. So operating system plays a very vital role to make this computer as a popular one. At the same time, using the hardware in an efficient manner is also the responsibility of your operating system, because we know that resources are limited with the system, and effective utilization of these resources matters a lot, and your OS is meant for efficient utilization of hardware. Your system components consist of hardware, which consists of basic computing resources like your CPU, memory, IO devices. IO devices may cover printers, scanners, or even keyboard, mouse, and so on. Operating system has the function of controlling and coordinating the use of hardware among the various application programs for the various user, because we know that though we have hardware available with us, but unless and until we keep a proper control and coordinate these devices with the variety of programs, it is not of any use. And who are, or rather, which are the things which is going to perform their task, or which is going to run on these hardware? These are nothing but the application programs, maybe application program or even a system program. It defines the way in which the system resources are used to solve the computing problems of the users, maybe a compilers or a database or a web browser or even your Excel, Word, PowerPoint, video games, business programs, and whatnot. And above all, those who are going to handle all these things are nothing but the user may be a person or a machine or even other computer. If you would like to see the abstract view, it looks like this. This is the abstract view of your system. It covers the basic part, which is nothing but the hardware. Above this hardware, we will have an operating system. Above operating system, we have the use system or application program, which covers compilers, assembler, text editors, database, and whatnot. And above this will have the user. Please try to understand from this abstract view. It is clear that at the base your hardware is there and OS is lying in between. As I said, it acts as a bridge in between the system or an application program and the computer hardware. Basically, Whenever we are saying that system or an application program, it simply means for the user. So ultimately your OS acts as a bridge between hardware and user. Some definitions related to the operating system. Operating system acts as a resource manager, and whenever I'm saying manager, it means that it has the responsibility of allocation and deallocation of resources. So it manages and allocates the resources, because within a limited resources it has to run the entire show. Your OS acts as a control program. It controls and coordinates the use of variety of programs available in your system. It controls the execution of users program and the operation of various IO devices available in your system. One program which is running at all the time is nothing but a kernel. So kernel is a program that runs all the time. Whenever you turn on system, all else are being an application program. So basically operating system acts as a soul. As we said that without soul, human body is nothing. Simply without an operating system, your system is not able to perform anything. Now, what are the various types of systems? So mainframe system is a kind of system which reduces the setup time by batching the similar kind of jobs. We are talking about the operating systems required for these kind of system like mainframe system, then multi-programming and time sharing. So for a mainframe system, your OS should be there, like we should reduce the setup time by batching similar kind of job. Your automatic job sequencing is a fundamental responsibility of OS. It automatically transfers the control from one job to another job. uh, Resident monitor is like initial control in the monitor, and it transfers the control to the job, and whenever job completed, control transfer to the back monitor. This is a simple layout. We can find out OS and the user program. Then features required for multi-programming. We know that multi-programming is a very important feature for an operating system, and uh, multi-programming requires that multiple jobs, multiple programs must be available in a main memory, because we know that unless and until multiple jobs are there in a main memory, your OS cannot execute it, because we already know that whenever OS wants to execute any job, it should be mandatorily there in a main memory. Okay, and CPU scheduling performs a role here. The CPU scheduling will choose a job which should be allocated to the CPU for the execution. Here, CPU scheduling plays a vital role, but before that, keeping multiple job in a main memory is a responsibility of long-term scheduler. We'll discuss this long-term and short-term scheduler whenever we are going to discuss CPU scheduling algorithm. Allocation of devices to these processes or a task is are also essential. Then time sharing system is again a very popular system. The CPU is multiplexed amongst the several jobs that are kept in a main memory. Please try to understand here, your CPU is switching or transferring its control from multiple job in such a way that it creates the illusion that multiple jobs are under execution. A job is swapped in and swapped out also whenever required. If memory available is limited, then this particular situation or this particular scenario is used. uh, Please keep one concept in your mind very clearly, that though we are saying that time sharing, it means that time slices are divided. Time slices of whom? CPU's time slices are divided. So your CPU, one of the fastest device in your system, it's switching amongst the multiple jobs. It switches itself in such a way, in such a fast manner, that it creates the illusion that multiple tasks are performing simultaneously, but CPU is switching itself from one task to other, first to second, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth, and again fifth to first, second, third, and so on in a round robin way. So CPU is multiplexed. That's why an illusion has been created, and we feel that the user feels that multitasking is going on. So these are how the uh, time sharing system. So this is enough for the first lecture. In the second lecture, we will discuss a variety of uh, other operating systems. Thank you all for watching this video. Thanks.